Now this is a story all about how my friends and I went out of town, and it's very complicated. Just sit right there. I'll tell you what happened when we tried to plan a road trip with no parents. Hey, what's up? Hello, and welcome to Queen Zey's world. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys some clips, and I'm going to be telling you guys the story of how my friends and I, it was a miracle that this thing even happened. Let me tell you that. Just as a start, I'm not going to say the name of the place we visited. I'm just going to call it Tiny Town, because if I tell you where we are and I tell you where we visited, then you could somehow figure out where I live based on what I'm about to tell you. And we're not having that. You guys do not need to know where I live. So if people who know me are watching this video and you know where we went, don't comment the location, don't comment the town, just don't do it. We don't need people knowing where we live. That's just not a vibe. Yeah, we're gonna refer to the place that we traveled to as Tiny Town. This is the story of how me and my friends somehow pulled off this disastrous but hilarious and very enjoyable trip to Tiny Town. The story of how this all happened starts 2 or 3 weeks ago. A group of us, the same group of us, were on this trip with our choir and all the youth from our church, and we were going on this trip. We have this friend. I don't know if I'm gonna say names. You know what? I'm just gonna say nicknames. So, there's this kid. Okay, we're just gonna call him T. Hello, everybody. Hey, what's up? You know, hello. Okay, so I'm editing this video freaking trash because I spent literally 9 minutes explaining. So let me just explain this right now in like 30 seconds or less. So, okay, this is what happened. We went on a choir trip. All the youth from our church in the city went on a trip. The people from out of town were also invited. So our friend T, who lives out of town, he was invited too. I don't know how he ended up there because I don't know, but he was there. So while we were on this trip, I was thinking, hey, he lives in a small town. He doesn't get to see us often, yet we're his friends. You know, we used to live all together before he moved and everything. So I was like, okay, what if we visited him? I know the town he lives in. It would seem kind of dry. I mean, that's what I thought. I'm not judging, but I used to live in a small town, so I know how it is. So I was like, okay, what if we just like go and visit him so that he can actually have friends? Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, okay? I don't know, I'm acting like he ain't got no other friends, but that's how it is. So you don't have to watch the whole freaking 5 minutes of me explaining this situation. That's not that complicated. It was supposed to be a surprise. So I text him if we were hypothetically to visit, what weeks would work best so that you're not coming to visit the same week we're trying to visit. So we figured that all out. He let me know what time his church started, where it was and everything. Like, okay, cool, we'll see what we can do. Made no promises. But in my head, I knew. I was like, okay, we're gonna plan this trip and we're gonna surprise him. So I tell the rest of the group, we make this WhatsApp group chat. I have all the people from the city, from our church squad in the group chat on WhatsApp. And I'm like, okay guys, you know we have this friend. He lives in Tiny Town. It must be boring. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to laugh. You know what, T, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Your church is not boring. I don't know why I was so convinced that this church was so boring and we were gonna bring life. I don't know what was going. I'm sorry to everybody who goes to that church. Your church is dope. Don't ever change. I don't know what I was thinking, what was going through my head. Let's just all plan a trip and surprise him and all go to his town for church. This group chat is absolutely chaotic, with folks canceling and coming back on the trip and quitting the trip and leaving the group chat and spoiling the surprise. So we have this other group chat on Snapchat with the same people plus T and a bunch of other people that I don't even know. So somebody tells T on that group chat, hey T, we're coming to visit you. Why would you say that? That's a surprise. There was a whole bunch of chaos that went with that. But eventually we planned this trip. It did really stress me, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I decided, okay, whoever's gonna work with me is gonna work with me. Whoever's not gonna work with me, bye. We don't care. With that mindset, a group of us, we figured it out. We're like, okay, this is what we're bringing, this is where we're going, and this is what we're doing. I texted T's mom just to ask her, like, hey, you know, since it was a small church and like a big group of us was going, someone thought, hey, shouldn't we ask his mom first? Ask what we should bring for lunch and all that. So I texted T's mom and I was like, hey, so we're planning on visiting on this day. What should we bring for the lunch? So she told me, she's like, okay, bring this. And then she's like, oh, are you guys singing or doing a special program when you come to visit? The answer was no. We were just there to visit. When you're asked a question like that, the correct answer is always yes. So I was like, we weren't planning on it, but we could sing. And she's like, great, we can't wait to have you. So I go back and tell the group chat, okay, this is what we're bringing for lunch. Let's get this together. Who's bringing what on this list? Oh, and by the way, we were asked to sing a song. This I all mentioned, I think on Wednesday or Thursday before we were gonna go. We were gonna go on Saturday. So everyone was like, what? We have finals, we can't practice. How are we gonna sing when we can't practice? I'm like, it's okay, we'll practice in the car, not a big deal. I'm gonna take you guys into this vlog, and we're gonna start this vlog on the morning of. It's 7 o'clock. If you can read that, that's my clock. What time is it? 7:10. It's 7:10. We're going on a road trip with our friends. This is our road trip for the year. Hey, there's us. We have to leave at 8 so we can get to the Chayas at 8:30 so that we can leave at 9. My stomach is kind of hurting. That's what happens when I get like anxious about stuff, but I think it'll be fine. Oh yeah, we're singing, but none of us practiced, so we're going to just like sing in the car and practice on the way. I am very confused. Okay, I'll see you guys later so I can get ready. There's this African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I get what it's supposed to mean, and I understand what it's supposed to try to say, but personally, I use it for the exact opposite. I value efficiency, which is why I love to work alone. If you want something done right, do it yourself, you know what I'm saying? But for this trip, which had already stressed me out before it had even begun, I had a decision to make. Would I allow myself to be stressed when things didn't go according to plan? Or would I enjoy the trip no matter what happened, no matter what didn't go my way? It's 8:10 and I told my brother we're leaving at 8 because the place we need to get to is 30 minutes away. I'm doing song service with my friends. We have to, not song service, but I'm doing this special music, so we have to be there on time. Honestly, it is stressing me out because we agreed on this. I said everything, but now everyone's trying to act like I never said we were gonna leave at 8. Anyway, well, it's 8:11. Still waiting. I guess what can I do? All right, guys, we made it. We're gonna put this back. Okay, you guys know how I was like stressed out before. I was thinking about it and I'm reading this book. It's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It's a stress management book. It's about like how you can almost trick yourself out of being stressed. So, I mean, I know like some things aren't working out, but I'm gonna let you guys in on this because I want you guys to see me actually doing this. So instead of like getting angry and upset that my brother was like 10 minutes late, let me just keep in mind that I told everybody to be here 8:30 because I anticipated them coming later. We literally have 30 minutes to decide which cars we're getting into and go. And honestly, I gave us a lot of time. So the fact that it's 8:40 right now, we're here, like, we're still basically on schedule. Because I said that because I know these kids. I know African time. I know Caribbean time. People are going to be late. But actually, I think most people are here. I'm about to find out and go inside. But yeah, to keep myself from being angry, I'm just trying to think of everything that went right. Like, we're here, it's sunny, this thing even worked out, and we planned this within a week. It's honestly so dope. So our car is out of gas, so we're definitely not taking it. So I'm gonna have to take all my stuff and then move it to the other car. But here's where we are right now. Thankfully, everybody was there on time, so we had a good 30 minutes to try to figure everything out and sort out all the last minute details. So that was good. So we all got together to decide and finalize who was coming, who was driving, who was legally allowed to drive the amount of people, whose car actually had gas in it so that we could actually make this trip. Maybe you guys have heard of this, but there's this like problem solving question / riddle. There's a bunny, a carrot, and the lion. You have to get the bunny, the carrot, and the lion across to the other side of the river on a raft. And you have to always have someone on the raft. Always have either the bunny, the rabbit, or the lion on the raft. You can't have the bunny alone with the carrot because the bunny's gonna eat the carrot. You can't have the lion alone with the bunny because the lion's gonna eat the bunny. So you have to figure out who's going in the raft at what times to try to get everybody across to the other side. This is how it was trying to figure out who was gonna go in what cars.
Guys, say hi to the vlog. Guys, look. Yay! Yasha here causing trouble on WhatsApp. Now he's finally here.
And the lady just says,
everyone looks so good. Look at them, man. Nobody here filled their cars with gas.
So you told people to fill up their...
All right, guys, we have changed the plans. Again, I'm going to be driving the Sequoia with the girls, and then the boys are taking a separate car. We're just reloading this car. What? There they are. Yeah. You know, you just have to laugh at the things that are not going right.
906 and we haven't booked out.
Oh, guys.
Oh, true.
So what song are we singing?
Did you find
Who
it?
said that?
No, it's fine. I'll find it somewhere.
Okay.
You guys are singing this song?
Yep.
Look for your keys. Watch yourself. No, look. With the amount of people that are going to be here, if you drop those keys, they're going to get run over by a car. I know. We're having people over for lunch. So if there's ever a time to find those keys, it's now. No, it's okay.
What we finally ended up doing was the girls were in one car, boys were in another. Problem was solved. On the way to Tiny Town, we just practiced our song. We figured out who was singing what parts and how we were gonna arrange it. It was such a fun trip. It was an hour-long drive, but we practiced during the last 30 minutes. It was great. We were singing along to worship songs the whole time. It was so fun. So when we got to the church, we got our guitar player and we figured everything out. We're like, okay. So we walk into the church and T and his family are not yet there, which is fine. Well, T said it started at 10, but we were there at 10:15. But when we got there, nothing really had started, so we were fine. But yeah, they weren't there. So eventually they arrived. We did song service and we sang with them. The boys literally took over song service. Us girls, we just looked at each other like, you know we're never coming back here, right? You know we're not gonna get invited back here, right? The boys were singing very loudly. They were doing their thing. They were having fun. But then T's dad said something very great. He said, you guys can't come all this way and just sing one song. So I'm gonna need 3 songs from you guys. One from the girls, one from the boys, one from all of you guys singing together. The gag is, we had only practiced 1 song. We don't want this to be absolutely chaotic. We want something to actually go right. We're like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna sing? Like,
oh, just the voice. Sing from the hymnal, just find a song. Yeah.
I'm loving that. I'm enjoying this. Will you change 4, 3, 2?
It's a solo. It's just you.
Yeah, you're
it's just you.
I know, but if they would like to follow along. 3, 2, 1, go. Shall we gather at the river where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God? Yes, we'll gather at the river, gather with the saints at the river that flows from the throne of God. Verse 3. And we reach the shining river, lay me cheer. And just the time I need him, he's always there. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. Along life's narrow way, he lives.
The rest of the service was great. The song that the girls sang went absolutely beautifully. We were like Destiny's Child meets Chloe and Halle meets Mariah Carey, Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, and I'm sorry no one filmed it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. So after all of that, we went to the park for lunch.
I'm here with Rejoice. We're on our way to go eat lunch. Going to the gazebo, aka the pavilion, to Rejoice.
But because God, like if you look at it now, he depends on his other creation.
Unfortunately, my phone ran out of storage, but someone graciously lent me their iPhone. Know your word. So I don't have too much footage from the rest of this trip.
Okay guys, we are now by the water. We're going back home.
This was probably a one-time trip, you know.
One-time trip.
We made an impression.
So guys, how do you think our service went?
We made an impression.
We touched lives.
You think we'll get invited back?
Nope. Never again.
The plan was to leave at 2 o'clock to head back to our city so that we could make it in time for the Bible study that was happening at our church. Those Bible studies are priceless. They're amazing. You need to attend every single one. Those things are great.
I know y'all think I'm playing. I know y'all think bad. Trust me, if I get the chance, actually, next Bible study we attend, I'm filming that. You guys need to hear this Bible study. I'm not even kidding with that one. These Bible studies, y'all need to understand.
So I was not trying to miss a Bible study. They start at 3. So I was like, okay, at 2 o'clock, guys, everybody, we're going back. We gotta go. That did not end up happening. Instead, we stayed at the lake for a bit longer and we had a roasting session. Nobody's hairline or edges were safe. Even Auntie joined in. I am not kidding. I cannot make this up. Anybody who was there, y'all know. Unfortunately, I have no footage of that because again, my phone storage was full, but it was iconic and it was hilarious. So when we finally were about to make our way back to the city, we made a very necessary stop to get some very necessary items.
We are at Tinasha's house.
We're heading
and
home to nap.
You guys, just let us know, where are these blankets from?
Auntie, she blessed us up.
And what are we about to do?
Sleep.
Exactly.
Rejoice.
We're really about to have major naps in this car, aren't we?
You look out for yourself, man. Look up for Halt!
In this car.
What isn't happening?
Is this a tent?
Zin's holding it.
I have your phone. Yeah, we ran out of storage. As you know, iPhone problems, so. Okay, now we're gonna hit the road.
Guys,
probably gonna miss Bible study.
This affects you in what way?
Why don't we go with Tinashe?
Sadly, we missed Bible study. We were too late, so we just ended up chilling at the house. By the end of the day, the group of us had 10 fights of everybody yelling and trying to out-yell each other, but we were still friends by the end of the day. We played some Uno, exposed each other on Snapchat.
She doesn't go to Joe's.
She doesn't?
We exposed each other in real life. It was very fun. Such an enjoyable group of people to be around. Sometimes that's life. That was the end of the trip, and that's the end of this video. If you like this video, if you found any of it entertaining, or you want to see more videos like this, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. If you guys want me to keep filming these hangouts with my friends, with their permission of course, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Because honestly guys, if I showed you everything that went on, you would lose it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also tap the bell icon. And when you tap the bell icon, that will definitely guarantee that you never miss out on the video. And like I said, this summer is about to be lit. Finally, the high school kids are done school. From now on, this is when summer really begins. If you want to make sure you see how this summer goes for me and my friends, and you want to see all the craziness that goes on, make sure you subscribe. Stay classy, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!